Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It's your favorite car salesman, and this is our first episode for the Car Business Podcast. And in this episode, we're going to introduce our co-host, Mr. Mike Wang, who's a huge mentor of mine, a very successful man who started in the car business at 18 years old and was able to become a part owner of 3 stores by the age of 41. Currently a part owner of Chevrolet, Toyota, and a used car store. So if you guys would like to hear success secrets and just to pick a brain of a very successful man, please tune in. This episode is about 12 minutes long. If you could please leave us some feedback, I'll greatly appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoy.
All right, my friends. So, hello, my friends, and welcome back to Favorite Car Salesman. This Car Business Podcast is the first episode, so don't judge it too hard. Literally the first time we're trying it. And this is our first guest, co-host of the podcast. It's Mr. Mike Wang.
How you guys doing?
So, Mr. Mike Wang been in the business really long time. Yes, ma'am. Oh, are you good?
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Can you share anything else?
Okay,
Thank you. So anyway, we're gonna do a little introduction of who Mr. Mike Wang is, and about it. All right, Mr. Mike Wang.
Well, I'm happy to join you guys and ladies. My good old buddy, co-worker, former employee of mine. And you see that Lambo, right? I mean, that's R8.
Ooh, all right.
But
Yep.
long story short, he wanted to kind of pick my brain and talk about the car business, which I kind of introduced him to when I was over at Jerry's Toyota. But how I got started in business is basically right out of high school. Then this is my actually 29th year. Got started when I was 18 years old, selling cars, obviously. From ground level, obviously, right? Ground level is, the very entry level sales or, car sales.
I don't mean to interrupt. What do you do? Just tell them what do you do now.
Currently, I'm a general sales manager. I have 3 stores. We have a Toyota store, we have a Chevy store, and a used car supercenter store. We sell about 250 to 300 units per month, depending, obviously, the season, the month. With this COVID stuff going on, obviously right now the volume's hit a little bit. But we cover a lot of it during, I would say June and July. I mean, probably 80 or 90% of our business back. Last month we did 226, so not bad. So it's always a blessing, but there's a Ferrari right there. 2 Ferrari.
Oh my God,
3.
guys, we about to see Ferraris just gonna pass out. Hold up, guys.
No, you can see it.
No, we're not sure. Look at that. Look at that.
There's another one right there.
Look at that.
Ferrari, another Aston Martin.
Look at that. That's fucking Aston.
But that's what car business is about, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
so we're in Annapolis right now, downtown Annapolis, if anybody wondering where we at. So anyways, so we back. So yeah, Mr. Mike Wang, been in the business for 29 years. Oh shit, hold up. 29 you said?
29 years, huh?
29 years, yeah. So general sales manager, you general manager too, right?
General sales manager, yeah.
Yeah, he wears many hats. This man been doing a lot of stuff. So like Mike said, we met, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was real green. I don't even recognize myself in those pictures. But yeah, so like Mike said, I want to pick his brain a little bit.
I8 BMW.
Oh, that's the biggest flex car right there. That's what I call it.
I like
It's not
it.
fast, but it's the biggest flex. Yeah.
I'm gonna move the wine glass over here.
So yeah, so how old
There
were
he goes
you?
driving by.
So how old were you when you got in the car business?
18. I was 18 years old, right out of high school. So please excuse us, we're having lunch and stuff. But right out of high school, right after I graduated high school, didn't know what to do. So obviously, your parents are always, on top of, what you're going to do after graduation. You're going to go to college, you're going to find a job, a vocational job, a skilled trade job, labor job, whatever. But, obviously your parents are looking out for your best interest. They want you to either go into school or go into a work environment where you can learn something, or a trade. Being that I wasn't really a school person and didn't like school, or not say like, but I wasn't really like enthusiastic about school. I decided not to go to college, so I always liked cars, being around fast cars, sports cars, or whatever. At 18 years old, one day I was, picking up, well, back in the day, just had the internet and social media or this and that, we had newspaper as advertisement, like, for wanted ad or hot for hire, whatever. It was just advertisement. Everything was advertised on newspaper or TV. Long story short, picked up the newspaper, found a auto sales job or sales representative job, whatever you want to call it. But got interested in it because I was always interested in cars, like I said. So that was like a right fit for me. And picked up the Washington Post. We live in the DC metro area, so our major newspaper is called the Washington Post. Washington Post read it and said, hey, you could be your own boss. You have unlimited earning potential. You get a brand new car. Back in the days, we could actually get a brand new car to drive as a demonstrator. Make your own hours, and a lot of creative advertisement, I call it, to kind of get you like, wow, whoa, the whoa factor. So I was like, you know what, that sounds like me. I could do it, and making a lot of money, setting your own hour, being your own boss, getting a brand new car, being around a new car. I'm like, man, that's a dream job. So went in for an interview, and the interview went well. It was basically back in the days where instead of you just getting hired on the spot, they put you through like a training or sales seminar, whatever you want to call it, learning school. It was about 2 weeks. They try to, I guess, see if you really had the knack or weed out the bad. We had like 6 people in our class, and I think only half of us, 3 of us, made it to be a sales representative.
Numbers right there.
Yeah, entry level. Yeah, 50%, right? Yeah, don't we say that all the time?
Yeah,
But after the training, I hit the floor. First month in the business, I sold like 8 cars.
What dealership was it? I'm sorry.
Corey's Toyota on Branch Avenue.
So you stayed with Toyota your whole life?
Yeah.
That's one thing very important. So Mike stayed with Toyota franchise his whole life.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I learned from my industry, from being in the industry for 29 years, is that loyalty is obviously one thing. Another thing is basically, if you could keep at your own job, you could refine and make it a lot better. I'm not saying everyone or to do that, obviously, but in order for you to be good at one industry or one job, you got to put your time in. You got to learn, refine, retool. So if you want to be the best at what you do, I think you try to do all you can and put in as much, just like Michael Jordan. He's one of the greatest basketball players. That was heart and soul. He played basketball every day. He refined, he practiced every single day, and that's why he became one of the best in his job, in his environment. So I think that's important. A lot of people, I say in a younger generation, they want to do this for 3 days, do that for 3 months, do this for 3 years, and they're like, hey, I'm going to go do something else. And if you really want to be a craft of your own industry and be a special person, I think you always got to put in your time, put in your dues. And the only way that is because you do put it in time. Time, no one can cheat time. So you got to put in your time.
It's hard to give up too. Like something when you put in time, it's really hard to, you know what I'm saying? Like once you invest a lot of time in, you want to invest more time in.
Yeah.
Because you're already so far in. You're like, so all right. So the first month you sold 8 cars. Mm-hmm. What happened next month? Tough.
Not really.
You were in the good times too.
Yeah, I got started in '92. I wouldn't say the best time. I remember back in the days, obviously back in the '90s, you guys can Google this or whatever, double check me, but I remember interest rate was like 8%, 9%. I remember in the later 2 to 3, 4 years of my career, interest rate was based upon 12%, 10%, and most people were like, oh man, that's a great interest rate. People are paying 15%, 14%. But first month, I sold 8 cars, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool, pretty fun. A lot of coaching, a lot of management, a lot of people behind me as far as, not doing my job. I had to do the basic, but along with that, I had to follow simple directions and follow the manager's step of process. But and the next month, I think it sold like 10 cars, and after that, it got a little better and better. But as we learn this business, a lot of times people think you know it all, you learn it all, and after like 8 months or a year, people call it the syndrome of being you're a senior salesperson or veteran. You think you know it all. You don't want to follow directions. You want to do your own shortcut. You think you know how the game works or the business work, and you start cheating the system. You start circumventing the process. You don't do the procedures, and we all regress. We all fall a little bit down, and I had the same problem. After a while, I thought I knew it all. I thought I knew everything. I was like, man, let me do this, let me do that, let me shortcut this. I don't have to talk to this guy too much. I just tell him, come on in and let's write up the sale. And it got to a point where at a month I was doing like 5 cars, 7 cars. It wasn't long. After 1 try, 2 try, 1 month, 2 months, I was like, man, this isn't working too well. And at that point you're beaten down and you're like, is this business really made for me? And then I remember one of my managers had a talk with me. I was like, hey, we all go through the same process. We all go through the same situation. We all go through the same roads, the trial, the tribulations and everything. He's like, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, because a lot of times when people learn this business 8 months, 10 months, a year, they think like, oh man, I know, I've been through this process, I've been through this procedure, I know how it works. You know what, I don't really have to go on a test drive. I don't have to really ask them a lot of questions. And so it got to a point where basically that we call it a know-it-all, the know-it-all. You think you know it all, and it actually hurts you more than help you. But that's also a learning process in our business, and we get to a position where the business it's challenging because you're dealing with people. You're not dealing with machines, and every customer, every person is different, because to a point that we're all human beings, right? We all think differently. We all have different attitudes. We all have different emotions. So.
Question.
All right, go on.
All right. So how long it took till you like consistently start hitting numbers consistently over 10? You start making decent money. Like how long it took you?
I think average for me, everyone's learning curve is different. For me, it was probably about a year and a half, 16 months, 18 months.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Really hope you enjoyed it. And like I asked before, if you could please leave me a comment with anything you liked or you didn't like, or if you have any questions in general, and I will go over them in the further episodes. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a great day.